restored. Right to marry is not a fundamental right. So Supreme Court clearly said under Article 21, right to marry is not a fundamental right. So this point also should be noted, that right to marry is not a fundamental right. The second point is right to marriage is not a fundamental right. This was a verdict by Supreme Court, which I am explaining to you. Third point, Supreme Court said that if you might had read Article 15 in polity, that is subclause 1, it is said that there should be no any differentiation on the basis of sex, caste, race. So these are the points. So in that case, if there is a word sex is mentioned, the Supreme Court said that it can be concluded as sexual orientation as well. सेक्स को हम सेक्सुअल ओरिएंटेशन को भी के तरह भी मान सकते हैं, एंड सेक्सुअल ओरिएंटेशन के आधार पर भी कोई भेदभाव इस तरह से नहीं करेगी सरकार. मतलब अगर LGBTQ का जो सेक्सुअल ओरिएंटेशन है वो कुछ और है, तो उस आधार पर सरकार कोई भेदभाव नहीं करेगी. सरकार ये नहीं कहेगी इनका सेक्सुअल ओरिएंटेशन कुछ डिफरेंट है. सो अगेन अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट, अंडर आर्टिकल 15(1) when you say that no one can be differentiated on the basis of gender, caste, sex, and that sex here also means sexual orientation. But yes, on this point of sexual orientation, there was not a clear verdict as well. So Supreme Court CJI, the Justice Chanchud said that sexual orientation means sex means sexual orientation as well. But other judges said that their right of union should not be allowed, and it is subject to it is subject to parliament law. So overall, Supreme Court has given some guidelines. Supreme Court has said that they can adopt child. If government allow unmarried couple to adopt child, then they can also adopt child. See, what is the point here? Since Supreme Court refused to legalize, or Supreme Court refused to legalize their marriage, so generally Supreme Court has said that it is the right of parliament. Parliament can only legalize their marriage. Now, what would be they? They would be under legal unmarried couple. Although some right is given to them, but legally still they are unmarried couple. If any LGBTQ community marry among themselves, according to law, they will be unmarried couple. Okay. So if they want to adopt child, whether they can adopt child or not, it would be according to unmarried couple law. What is unmarried couple law? What does, when I say this, what does it mean? Suppose there is a, you can say, you might be aware of many people who are living in live-in relationship. So they are not married, but they are husband. They are means going to be husband wife, or you can say that they are just boyfriend and girlfriend. They are living together. So whether those unmarried couple can adopt a child, if parliament law allow them to adopt a child, then this LGBTQA community can also adopt a child. So whatever law to unmarried, whatever you can say right given to unmarried couple by the government, same right will be given to LGBTQA till the time parliament recognize them as a legal, you can say marriage. So till the time parliament do not recognize them as a legal marriage, till that time they will be enjoying the unmarried couple right. Whatever unmarried couple right is there, so all right will be enjoyed by them. So it was, you can say fight between culture and tradition, and then it is about right to marriage. They are saying that right to marriage is a fundamental right. Government is saying that our culture is not allowing this type of thing. In our culture or in our special marriage act, there should be a different gender. You can say male and female should be there always to be getting married. So that is a necessary thing for our special marriage act. But what they are claiming, they are saying that no, we have right to, you can say, marry and all. But on the basis of everything, even Supreme Court said that so many law has been changed, like Sati Pratha. This was also in our tradition. This was also in our culture. Vidva Viva, not allowing a widow to be remarried. So that was also in our culture. So that change, if that can be changed, why our culture cannot adopt them? Because many progressive countries had already adopted LGBTQA right. So if India is not adopting, it's somewhat, you can say, a backward step, we can say, because everyone in this planet has right to live according to their will. Okay, So since a progressive country like America and all, they are adopting this right, and many countries have legalized them, so it should be, or if India should also think in a progressive manner, or either at least we can make some law so that they are not humiliated in the society. I agree they have a different sexual orientation, but that should not be a ground of humiliation in the society, which we generally see for them. So that's an important news. So let's have a look. Okay, so that's 5 judge bench constitution. The point here you can see that fairness is a natural phenomena. It is not a urban or elite. Constitution does not recognize fundamental right to marry. So again, an important point. Right to marry is not a fundamental right. Court cannot strike down Special Marriage Act 1954. That means it has a parliament to amend the law. It is not the court who is going to amend the law. Article 51, the word sex, 15(1), the word sex must be read mean as sexual orientation. The right to enter into a union cannot be restricted because of social sexual orientation. So again, an important point here to be noted. So these are the main points which I've already explained you about right to means that is a verdict about sex marriage. So that's all in this topic. Next topic we have the measure of a working woman. Why we are reading it today? Again, a current affair. Why we are reading it? Current affair. It's a historical thing. कह सकते हैं पुराने समय से चला आ रहा है कि जनरली जो हम फीमेल होते हैं उनके वर्क को हम उस हिसाब से कंसीडर नहीं कर सकते हैं जिसके हिसाब से मेल का वर्क कंसीडर किया जाता है. इवन इफ यू सी यू माइट बी यू कैन से मूवी वगैरह आप लोग देखते होंगे तो एक आमिर खान जिस फिल्म में काम करता है एंड द पेड पेमेंट विच आमिर खान इज गेटिंग टू वर्क इन अ मूवी एंड द सेम पेमेंट विच दीपिका पादुकोण और ऐश्वर्या राय सेम ग्रेड हीरोइन आई एम comparing if they are getting the same, whether they are getting the same, the answer is no. Always hero is getting more paid than heroine, although their role is equal, their hour of working is equal. So it is not about movie. Just to make you better understanding, I just took an example of a movie. But if you say in day-to-day life also, it is generally said that women work average 1.5 hours more than a man. Okay, still their work scenario, their work ethics is not considered in any country. It is not about India only, it is about any country. Why we are reading today? Because recently a woman has been awarded Nobel Economics for studying women in the workforce. So that's why we are reading today. The name you can see, the Claudia Goldin has been awarded economics, you can say Nobel Prize in Economics for the studying women in the workforce. She has read about that, what is the condition about women in the workforce, how women is suffering in the workforce and all. So for that, Nobel Prize has been awarded to her. So that's why today we are reading this topic. You know, it is not, the topic is nothing new for you. You know that what is the condition of working women and what is the wages of working women, why they are not getting paid in the same working for the same work and same working hour as men, why they are not getting paid. This is the question which the society should ask, or we can ask from each other. Okay, so the same, this was the research, or you can say their working research has been done by this Claudia Goldin, and she has highlighted the major issue that is faced by the women in the workplace. So that, and for that she has been awarded Nobel Prize. So let's have a look what is the major you can say research point of that Nobel Prize winner. So the economist Claudia Goldin research emphasized that prevalence of unpaid work among women in American history. So she is not talking about India. Let's consider India is a backward, or India do not have a labor law. Okay, but India have labor law, but that is not much strict. But in America or a progressive nation where labor law is strict, there also working condition of women is not good. So what she has highlighted, let's see one by one to that. The first point is that economics Claudia Goldin's research emphasized prevalence of unpaid work among the women in American history. So that's the woman is paid. You can say woman is not paid for the work she did. India's Time Use Survey 2020 reveals significant gender disparities in economic activities and unpaid domestic services. Women face double burden of managing family income and without a commensurate reduction in responsibility. So women has family responsibility, and then she has to also work in the offices. After doing all this also, so her condition is not improving. Why? Because they are not paid as per industry standard or according to main payment, you can say, wages. The importance of women work in India. Women's unpaid domestic work plays a vital role in the economy, but it is not counted in the GDP calculation. Again, women do so many housework, which generally support men to contribute in economy. Indirectly, it is women who is helping men to do GDP or growth in GDP for the country, but their work get unnoticed. Although there are so many slogans that for every successful man there is a woman behind that, but that is only in the slogan case. Still, so many women are, you can say, harassed in the society, humiliated in the society. Their working environment or the workplace environment is not that good which should be. Okay, so all these are, we generally often heard in the news, as well as if some of you is a working professional, then you might be aware of this very well. Women in India work 1.5 hours longer a day than men, and mostly unpaid, often in unsanitary conditions. So that's what I have highlighted in the beginning itself. Okay, challenges that women face in participating in the workforce. What is the challenge? Lack of childcare options. Generally, if a woman is a mother, then generally workforce do not have a child care option, that is a separate cabin for feeding the child at all. Although now it is slowly improving. I personally felt that when I was traveling earlier in the railway platform, there do not used to be any child cabin or something like that, but now it is on every platform. If you see in the railway system, हर एक प्लेटफॉर्म पे अब वैसा चाइल्ड बर्थ केबिन बना दिया गया है. So condition is improving, but still lot of things need to be done. Next point is that double burden, controlling the family, managing the family, looking into the society, and then doing the work. So all these women need to do alone. Count women works appropriately in GDP calculation. So this is the remark of economic Nobel Prize economic winner, and she said that women work should be counted in GDP calculation, then only GDP should be rated high. Okay, then address the need to improve working condition and reduce longer working hour for women, provide high quality child care service. So these are the way forward for women. Okay, again important. Now some prelims fact, which is only important for prelims. Okay, so the fact is GI tag has been awarded to Goa cashew. So it is simply, UPSC will directly ask the question, who has been recently awarded GI tag, that is geographical indication tag. So it is Goan cashew. So ऐसा cashew, I hope you are aware what is cashew. In Hindi we call it kaju. एक खाने का है, and cashew that is grown in Goa. So that has been awarded GI tag. I just today also some UNESCO has recognized one of the place in Gujarat as a tourist spot, and that I'll discuss that in next class. And it was in today's news, so I could not cover that. But it is GI tag for Goan cashew. Again, an important news. It is just as it is. You have to nothing much detail to in this. Then next topic is the sea services. Again, important news for the prelims point of view. There are the sea services that has been opened between Sri Lanka and Tamil Nadu. You know the Sri Lanka and Tamil Nadu. You are aware that there is a tension between Sri Lankan Tamil and Indian Tamil, and this tension generally, you can say, the relationship between India and generally spoil the relationship between India and, you can say, Sri Lanka. Since Sri Lanka was also facing so many instability, I hope you have heard that how people was on the road and they ransacked the Prime Minister, President house and all. Okay. So that was the condition Sri Lanka 2-3 years back. Now they are coming back on the track. They are improving their economy, and they are going doing tie up with the India also, because since for the India and Sri Lanka, Indian Ocean is very important. So India also need to do friendship with the Sri Lanka if India want to control in Indian Ocean. I hope you have read this in international relation, that Indian Ocean is a strategic location between India and Sri Lanka. Even if by map also you can understood that how strategic location it is. If India is not going to control, slowly and slowly China will start controlling over Sri Lanka, and that will be our failure, or you can say we will be losing control in Indian Ocean. So that is again an important point. So we have recently opened, you can say, sea route between India and Sri Lanka. It has been done almost after 25 years because there was so many, you can say, disruption, and this disruption was due to Indian Tamil and Sri Lankan Tamil tension. There was also airways between India and Sri Lanka that we call Jaffna. India and Jaffna, that flight was opened, but that is very costly. So this sea route will help to make trade between India and Sri Lanka and also boost tourism, culture, and everything. So that's again an important point. So nothing much because it is just for prelims point of view. Next topic is center raised MSP for Rabi crop and farmer unhappy. Why? Again, I think by reading this news, it seems contradictory. The center raises MSP crop, but farmer unhappy. क्यों farmer unhappy रहा होगा? Reason being that the price which farmers means thought of increasing. Farmer को लगा होगा इतना बढ़ाना चाहिए, government ने उसका 10% बढ़ाया होगा या उसका 5% बढ़ाया होगा. So a minor increase might be from the government side. So that makes farmer unhappy. I hope in the previous class you might have attended the current affair class in which I have talked about MS Swaminathan report. What MS Swaminathan said that there should be at least minimum 50% MSP should be awarded of total production cost. Suppose that production cost is ₹100, then 50 rupees should be there in MSP all the product, and it should be legal. Still, if government is giving the MSP, it is not a legally binded on the government. They are announcing that we will give the MSP on so and so product and so crop. There are 23 or 24 crops that is getting MSP, but still the condition is the same, that it is not legally binding on the government. So government is not legally bound to pay that MSP. So again, the issue with the farmer. Second is that there are so many crops that has grown in India, still only 23 crops covered under MSP. So it also stops crops diversification. You know that Indian climatic condition is suited for the crops diversification. And if all the crops comes under the, you can say, MSP, then crop diversification can be encouraged, and farmer can do crop diversification. You might be aware that Punjab and Haryana is slowly losing the groundwater, and the reason behind this of losing groundwater is they are not going for the cross diversification, because they know that if they will seed the wheat and paddy, in that case they are, if something happened to their crop, they are going to get MSP. If they are going to go for the gram, peanut or something like that, they might not get MSP if the crops is not good further. So in that case, they are not going for the crop diversification. They are utilizing high water and it finally reducing the groundwater. I hope this is a very basics which you might be reading from class 10 or class 8 only. So that's what I am teaching you. MSP, just a recent last week, whoever has suggested about MSP or the father of Green Revolution, Swaminathan, has died, but his report or still not has been implemented by the government. A report which has been submitted in 1970s only, that report has not been implemented by the government till date. So that should be implemented. More and more crops should be brought under MSP, and a fair MSP should be given. If a 50% demand cannot be fulfilled, at least it will somewhat close to that can be fulfilled. You can see the increase, wheat increased by 150 per quintal, so it is very less. 425 per quintal lentils, then these are the things which have been increasing. Criticism, already I have said you what is the criticism. Farmer is not happy, it is just a meager increase or minor increase, you can say, and generally farmer is demanding 50%. That is, they are not getting. So that's what critics is also saying. Okay. So that's what in today's current affair news. Now we are going to do some of the MCQ based on what we have covered today. So let's start one by one. The first, okay, just to summarize what we have read in today's current affair news, important things which we have read, two of the important news which we have covered today. First, we have covered about termination of pregnancy. Whether a woman can terminate her pregnancy or not. The question here was on Article 21, right to life of a woman. But right to life of an unborn child should also be protected. Till 24-week pregnancy, termination of pregnancy is allowed, and that should be with a medical guideline. But after 24 weeks, generally legally it is not allowed, it has to be consulted with the doctor team, it has to consult with the court, and then only you can legally terminate your pregnancy. Recently, why it is in the news? Because a 26-week woman pregnancy, termination of pregnancy was not allowed by the Supreme Court. Second important topic we have read today about same-sex marriage. In that case, Supreme Court said that yes, your fundamental rights should be protected, but right to life, right to marriage is not a fundamental right. And second point, what Supreme Court mainly said that amend law or to make any law is the power of Parliament. I hope you are aware of Article 368. That is constitutional framework changes can be done by only Parliament. It is not the power of judiciary. Judiciary can only guarantee you some right, and your judiciary can only force to implement your right, nothing else. Law and all everything will be under the power of legislation. So Supreme Court has directed something to the state government and you can say central government. They have said that they should not be humiliated in the society, their rights should be protected and all, but Supreme Court has not legally, you can say, accepted their marriage, or their marriage cannot be called as a legal marriage. So whosoever belongs to that community, that is LGBTQA, so all those will be considered as unmarried couple, not a married couple. And whatever right unmarried couple get in India, the same right will be given to them also. It's a ladai, or it's a fight between culture, tradition, and a progressive right. It is a progressive right because so many progressive countries have given that right. So it's a fight between progressive right and culture and tradition, where Supreme Court has valued the progressive right, but said that it is the work of Parliament, not judiciary work, to make a law for you. So you should approach to your Parliament. So that's the important news for today. Let's have look some of the MCQ. Consider the following oil seed. You have the name of the oil seed, and it is asked that how many of the above oil seed are covered under minimum support price. Okay, so only one, only two, only three, all four. So option is soybean, sunflower, canola, and groundnut. So the fourth option, that is canola, is not covered under MSP. All other, you can say, oil seed are covered under MSP. Okay, so that with the reference to medical termination of pregnancy, that is MTP Act, question is asked that consider the following statement. The first option here is termination of pregnancy up to 20 weeks is allowed in the advice of one doctor. Okay, so the first is up to 20 weeks. I hope I have already explained that till 12 weeks, it is one doctor. If a pregnancy is 12 to 24 weeks, the right of is determined by two registered medical practitioners as an exception, but only under certain category. After 24 weeks, the MFT Act requires medical board to be set up, approved by the facility, which may allow or deny termination of pregnancy only if there is a substantial fetal abnormality. So these are the three options given here. So in this case, only one. And question asked here is incorrect, not correct. So it is incorrect. The first one is incorrect, and second one is, a third one is incorrect. Only second one is the right one. Okay, that is 2 to 24 weeks and determined by the two registered doctor. So this has been cleared in the current affair itself, or for the explanation you can read the explanation part. Consider the following statement. In the case of all cereal, pulses, oil seeds, the procurement and minimum support price is unlimited in any state and UT of India. In the case of cereals, pulses and MSP is fixed in any state at a level of which market price will never rise. So these are the two questions. Neither one nor the two. It is fixed as the market price, and market price can rise and decrease as well. Okay, so both are the incorrect. MSP you will read, you can say detail in your economics when you will read economics. Consider the following statement. The government of India provides minimum support price for Niger seed. Niger is cultivated as a kharif crop. ये Niger जो होता है गर्मियों में काम आता है. It keeps generally body hot, so it is used for that purpose. Okay. Some tribal people in India use Niger seed for oil and cooking. So all three are the right option. Okay. It is also used as a seed for the birds and all. Which article of Indian Constitution safeguard the right to marry the person of one choice? See, it is not to right to marry, it is right to marry person of one choice. These are the two different things. Okay, here SMA Act is different. So in this case, which act is asking? So only right to life. So that is Article 21. In this case also Article 21, that is 5B. With reference to connectivity between India and Sri Lanka, consider the following statement. A ferry service has been launched between Nagapattinam and Hambantota. Hambantota is an island in Sri Lanka. Sangam age literature. Patampatti tells about boat and ship moving between India and Sri Lanka. Again, a very important question. This type of question generally asked where a culture is mixed with the current affair news. So option C, both 1 and 2 is the right one. So recently the sea service has been started between these two places only, and it is mentioned in the Sangam literature, which is a very you can say important literature of Tamil literature. Consider the following places: place in news and location. Parvati Kund. I hope you have read this week current affair, and you might have seen the photo of Pradhan Mantri Modi ji praying in Parvati Kund. So that's why it is covered in the current affair news. So Parvati Kund, it is in Uttarakhand, Kachar in West Bengal, and Kora Island in Kerala. Only one is the right, Parvati Kund. If you see the correct one, Parvati Kund in Uttarakhand, Kachar in Assam, and Korao Island in Goa. So that is the wrong which is given. Consider the following statement, answer question below. There are 12 major ports and 1200 non-major ports in the country. It is about India. So this you might have read in geography. The vision, it is right one. The vision of the Sagramala program, that is the same program between India and Sri Lanka, increase tourist footprint in India through maritime route. So this is not the vision. The Indian Taylor Express boat are mail ran between Chennai, Colombo. No, it is also wrong one. So only first one, only one of the statement is the correct one. So that's important. Let's see some of the mains question which you can do and submit. The first question is the ferry services between India and Sri Lanka has restarted after a gap of 40 years. Discuss the opportunity and challenge. I have already explained. There is a tension between Sri Lankan Tamil and Indian Tamil. I hope you remember or you might be aware that one of our prime minister we have lost, that is Rajiv Gandhi, due to this tension only. He was trying to improve the relation between Indian and Tamil, and some you can say their human bomb killed him. So that's important. Discuss. Then critically evaluate the legal and ethical implication allowing abortion beyond 24 weeks limit. This I have already covered. A medical board is set up. They look into everything. It is also criticized that why women can not decide about her pregnancy. Why a doctor needs to be consulted whether it is 12 week or 12 to 20 weeks. It should be woman which has every right to decide about her health. So it is criticized. आलोचना करने वाले ऐसा कहते हैं, but again a country should be governed by the law. It is not should be like we will terminate the pregnancy whenever we want. So this need to be discussed. This is how you have to write the answer. So that's all for today's current affair news. Okay, any other questions or anything? Okay, thank you.